Hi, my name is David Griffin.
Hi, my name is Aimee Griffin, and we're here to honor my husband and David's dad, Norfolk Fire Rescue firefighter Chris Griffin. Chris was someone who made everybody laugh, and he had such a contagious smile. He was always the comedian of the group. He was amazing at creating things and building things and fixing things. He could knock something over and build it back up to be something even better than what it was before.
He was my favorite kind of dad, and I loved him. He was a nice person. He was my hero.
I'm wearing this pin today just for honoring my husband and remembering my husband, and so that other people look at it and they see what Chris looks like, and they know what Chris was outside of the fire department and outside of a firefighter who died from cancer, and kind of get a little bit of a personality into Chris.
I wear this pin because I remember him and I know what he looks like, and he was my hero.
Chris lived 15 months from the date of diagnosis to the day he died. We had no idea any of it was coming. He had a seizure at the firehouse one day and, led to craniotomy and brain surgery. He had 2 tumors in his head and not just one. Chris fought until the very end and went through treatments. And he would always say that, he was never going to go through cancer treatment because that was, sometimes the treatment is worse than the disease and everything. And then when he got diagnosed with cancer, I asked him and he said, oh, I absolutely have to. He said, I have to be here for David. He said, I can't miss out on life with David.
I've been a little sad, and I've been wishing that I was here. We were trying to get them to pass a bill for the heroes.
Nobody should have to lose their dad at 8 years old. It's a lot of pressure to do everything, and you're grieving your spouse, and you're still trying to maintain your house, you're still trying to take care of your children, take care of your pets. You can't be 2 people when you're only one person. Going through this life as a single parent is just really, really hard. The day that they die, everything changes. All of your life's plans change. They go out the window. Your goals that you had, your growing old together, your living long through retirement, all of that stuff is just gone. Passing this bill and including firefighters for cancer coverage is just the right thing to do for the firefighters and their families. We know the reason why Chris died, but it would let other people know that Chris's death wasn't for nothing. He started as a volunteer at 16 years old and everything, and then went to a paid department. And the only thing he ever really stated that was he wanted to make sure his family would be taken care of if anything ever happened to him.
It means to me that people can be remembered, and people can be heroes like my dad.
This isn't really a Republican or a Democratic thing. This is just the right thing to do. So this would be life-changing because, it would kind of, put Chris's mind at rest because, his family could be taken care of with the passage of this bill. And, even beyond that, there are heroes, and they deserve to have that recognition that, cancer is causing their deaths. Chris's New Year's resolution the year he died was that he was going to make me laugh and smile every single day. And he did that up until the day that he died. And, we're going to try to fulfill that and, just honor Chris and remember Chris and just remind other people about Chris and who he was and what he represented.